Hello everyone, this is a video about this Sony Walkman. It's a little bit battered and somehow scratches all over, and the model number is WM-F59, and this is a radio cassette player. It's very similar to the WM-F54 up to 69, but this one has the equaliser, and it's just the rest are the same electrolytic capacitors, the same folds, the same belt, the same everything. But because it is earlier than those, it has a little bit of a different look to it. Anyhow, and let me just show you all around it. And it has a belt clip, one of those that is, angles, and it takes 2 AA batteries. Let us just put them right in at this moment, just to be ready for every eventuality. Let me just take this one off because it's standing a little bit wonky and is somehow conflict with my OCD. And this is the belt clip. Is not bad, but these are prone to break from this joint if you just push them away too far, and during time it's going to break. So I just put it aside here, and now let's go look all over this. On this side we have the Dolby on and off, and here we have the tape selector, normal and chrome or metal, and here we have the tuning for the radio, and here we have on the top we have radio or tape function, and here we have AM, FM mono and FM stereo, and currently is at FM stereo. And here we have the FM scale on the top and AM scale at the bottom, and here we have the equalizer is high, medium and low, and let me tell you, is much more effective than those groove and somehow mega bass and so on and so forth. So the only problem with this is the electrolytic capacitor as normal, but I believe because of those electrolytic capacitors it has a louder volume base. So now if I want to play it with my original headphone that I am playing it with all of my Walkmans, this one hardly you can turn the volume up to the 50%. Anyway, still some people they can just do a little bit higher than that, but you are risking to damage your ear. Anyway, here we have the battery, and then a stop, rewind, forward, and then play, and auto reverse, and this is another option that you have, repeat, or just play the whole both sides of the tape and then turn itself off. Actually it's not turning the buttons off, it's just turning the power supply off to the motor and everything else. And here is the volume, and here we have the headphone jack, and then DC in, 3 volts, center negative. Just remember this. These old items, they all had center negative connectivity or barrel jacks. And inside is more or less nothing to be seen, and on the top is really hard to see. And now we are on tape, and that is the head. It's really hard to see the head with all these scratches and so on. Let me just get a tape and put it in there, and we play a little bit of music, and then we are going to see the inside of this, and then we are going to wrap the video. Let me tell you about the price of this as well. And price of this starts from 25 or 30 pounds. Not working, but in this condition. And the condition I'm telling you is full of scratches, and if someone knows how to get rid of these scratches, because on top of this you cannot do anything, because all these writings are going to vanish, even the Sony mark. But on here all the writings are underneath this screen, so I appreciate if someone knows how to do this in a very, very gentle manner, because I don't want all the paste and everything goes through all these gaps. Otherwise I have to open this thoroughly and get all the electronics out, and then do this, clean it up, and then put them all back. Anyway, easiest option would be much appreciated. Anyhow, and then the inside of this, let me just show you the nightmare of the electrolytic capacitors. Here you see all the capacitors. They are added up to 23 capacitors. And then the problem with this is because it's too old, it's 85, I think 1985 or 1980s, and when you put a battery in there, maybe the light is coming on, but no sound on radio or tape is coming out, and the tape, the belt, most of the time in this model, because it's rather old, is turned to a mush, and is really, I had to cut all my nails because it was everywhere under my nails, and my hands were black and really nasty stuff. So the first thing that you do, you just clean up all that, and then the next is washing the board, and then after washing it you have to change all these capacitors, and I show you a value of them, how many or what you need really. This is the same, and this is the inner working of it after fixing everything, and this is how you put a belt in there, and this top is coming off, and easily you can get it off. I show you now with another image that I have here. You see this image? Let me just see if I can make it bigger, and you see it has 2 latches on the forward and rewind, and 2 latches on the play, and 1 latch on each side. It's a little bit, let me just see if I can find a better image like this one maybe. It's a little bit blurred up, but we have 2 short latches on each center, and two here and two there, and on top of the unit it just shows you the latches by arrowing two arrows to the point that you can get one side out. You just push this towards the top, and then one side is coming out, and then when you open the back is really there are no screws whatsoever, so you have to open this, and then from here use a spudger, and I'll show you all of those latches on the back of this as well. And here they are. There is one there, one there, one here, one there, one there, one there. So there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 latches. Let me just see, and this is another image of the unit, and these are all the values of the capacitors, but I have a list written somewhere and I show you that as well. So when you are taking this out, there are two connectors, one here, and one connector underneath there. So the next one is the value of the capacitors. So this is some illustration of all the capacitors. They are adding up to 23, and this is the model number because I have so many of these when I change them. So you have 8 35 volt 4.7 microfarad, and then 6 4 volt 220. There is the larger ones, and then 4 6 volts 22 microfarad, and 4 volts 3 4 volts 47, and 1 4 volts 100, and 1 16 volts 10. So in total 23, and they are really tightly nested together, especially here and there. But if you have these three, these four actually was the most difficult ones. So now you know how many you need, and now let's have a listen to this. So I have connected, this is a bottom feeder. It means the bottom goes first and the head is coming up here. And now the radio, obviously, let me just, because of the copyright reasons, I just turn it on, and the light is coming on, and let me just put the speaker in there. And this is, because this one is loud, you can use this Sony Walkman speaker system without the amplifier. It takes 4 AA batteries and is now connected to the mains. I turn it on and then turn it off from there and just show you. So everything about the radio is working, and I don't want to upset anyone with the copyright claims, so I'm not gonna play a lot of it. And we go to the, and if you hear something, one side is empty, and let me just go to the other side. Remember, the amplifier is off now, and now the amplifier on. And these are the equalizers: high, medium, low, and now high and low and medium. And now the Dolby and tape selector. If you have some skills of soldering surface mount electrolytic capacitors, I fully recommend this, because if it's your hobby, you're gonna spend some time on your hobby that you love, and you resurrect something that is a piece of history and electronics. So I fully recommend this item. Anyway, if this one is in working condition like this, with all these scratches and so on, the price wouldn't exceed from 45 up to 75 pounds because of the scratches. If you find something that there is no scratches with the box and everything, you expect to pay 100 up to 120 pounds for this. And considering that the volume is very loud, so is really desirable piece of equipment. And as I mentioned before, because I think and I believe that because of electrolytic capacitors, they sound so loud. Other than that, whatever these mini or cassette tape sizes of Walkman that you see, they never have any electrolytic capacitors and never are capable of producing such a loud volume like this one does. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until my next video, take care of yourself and each other, and as always, have a great time.